Like the funniest thing is, I still have a Thinkorswim account, but I use StocksToTrade instead. It blows me away. I will get like 6-year-old alerts. Like I'm like APOP. I get and I set that alert in like 2014, and it's like APOP's at 12. I'm like, what? It's like they just come back, and that didn't used to happen. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Steady Trade Podcast. Going to kind of probably be a little bit of a quicker episode today. I'll try and keep the introduction under 20 minutes to thereby hit that goal. So as many of you might, if you're watching on YouTube, Steven is traveling, just kind of checking in with him, something we talk about, a very, a recurring theme, and something I firmly believe in is, taking advantage of, the freedom that trading allows. I mean, many of you know, if you follow me on social media, I've got a million different hobbies. Steven's back out traveling. I mean, the beauty of the stock market is, listen, in the beginning, and again, this is a theme we talk about all the time, you got to lock in and you never leave the house for 18 months or a couple of years. But then after that, once you kind of start figuring out these patterns and recognizing what works for you, then it's just a lot of rinsing and repeating, and you don't have to sit there and stare at that computer every day. And, and Steven's kind of reflecting that. So welcome back, Steven. Where in the world are you?
No, thank you. I'm actually at a surf camp in Portugal. And honestly, like, I've been working, like, when you think about it, I did advertising for like full time, like 9 till 5, 9 till 6, 9 till 7. Then I was studying trading for 5 hours on top. So, like, for me, I'm just taking a break, like enjoying a couple of weeks and chilling.
So what have you, you're in the middle of a surf camp. So is it like, what is this like they teach you or what exactly are you doing?
No. It's pretty wild. So basically, look, I'm a big guy. So surfing as a big guy, 34. It's not easy. There's a sign that I need to diet a little bit, do a bit of what you're doing, do a bit of that hard 75. But yeah, no, I'm in the Algarve in Sagres in Portugal, surfing every day, surfing like from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m, couple hours every day, so beach volleyball in a camp with some different people, and just chilling, just resting. I've got this, then I've got a retreat in Mexico, and then it's like 3 weeks off.
Oh,
and
okay.
Then I'm probably going to find a place, get back to the grind, because I think a surf camp is for surfing. It's not for trading. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. Well, and again, it's like, listen, I mean, especially with obviously the pandemic and stuff. I mean, it's like, take advantage. I mean, listen, and I love trading. You love trading. Listeners all do, but it's like, gee, what's the point of going to something like that if you're just going to sit in your room on your computer 12 hours a day,
Yeah. No. I mean, honestly, look, I was honestly of the point where when I'm trading, it's like, I've come to the point of just taking the time off. Like, I try to like dip in and out of stocks, try to like trade when I could. But nah, it's easier for me just to like take 2 weeks off.
I got to give you credit. I happen to see one of your tweets. I like how you came out of retirement to short a low float biotech at all-time highs, trading 200 million shares the other day. Well done, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing as well. Like, like, you just do stupid stuff. Like, what I've kind of learned is your head's got to be in trading. Like, I also remember like Matt Monaco saying, if you ever move house, never trade on that day.
Yeah,
because your head's not in the market. And like when you're in a surf camp and you're like, you missed the open and you didn't see what happened yesterday, and you just think, oh well, I'll just take a look at this should work. I think your head's not in it, and you're more capable of making bad decisions. So it's almost, I mean, for me, I'm finding that like you just take a couple of weeks off and then go like when you're grinding, grind, and when you're not grinding, take it off.
Exactly. Yeah. And
That's where I'm not as much of a, or just jump in and see what's there and trade it. I just don't think it didn't work for me.
Obviously I'm a big fan of routine, and I try to do, the same stuff, same order, same time of day, every day and stuff. But I'm the same way, with like, obviously haven't been traveling as much the last year and a half, but I've got a trip next week, and, coming back, I'll be coming back on a Thursday, I'm coming back from the West Coast. So it's going to be like an all day thing. So the odds of me actually making a trade on Friday, probably pretty low, because I think that I call it getting your sea legs back. It's just like, even just one day. Now, I think I might be an extreme example of that, because I am such a creature of habit, such a, the routine stuff. But I've rushed into stuff. You can just make dumb mistakes. And so, yeah, I'm a big believer in that. Like I said, next Friday, I highly doubt I'll make a trade, because I'll just be looking to see, okay, what happened yesterday? What was the theme? What are those plays doing today? And then I'll be ready to get back at it Monday type thing. So,
yeah, I know. And I remember Roland Wolf saying as well, like, he went on vacation for a month and he was like, I'm just going to sit and watch for a week. I'm going to size down for a week.
Oh yeah. Especially for a month.
Dude, it's the right thing to do. And if you're not, who was the guy, the famous trader? He said you've got to be immersed in the market at all times to be successful and profitable in it. I'm just not a believer in dipping in and dipping out. So for me, I'm gonna take a couple of weeks like out of the market. I'm on StocksToTrade mobile. Like, I'm a bit of a DJ, and I'm still watching, but I'm gonna take a couple of weeks away from trading and just and come back fresh out from the break. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But that said, I did see the SPY dropping. It took a bit of a drop. Is that something related to China or?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just one of the, so we had that whole, and it's starting to fade already 3 days later, but that whole Evergrande property, it's this huge property investment firm, and they like missed their interest payments. And, it's another one of those classic overreactions where it's like every talking head on TV is like, oh, this is the beginning of the end. The world's going to collapse and everything. And here we are 3 days later, number one, barely anybody's even talking about Evergrande. It just shows you how worthless and obviously not, we don't talk politics here, but it just shows you how it's like, the first read is like always the wrong read, because they want to push those hot button issues, scare everybody, etc. And then here it is 3 days later, and I already saw like Evergrande, they're making a bond, like an interest payment. It's like all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, this weekend, this was like the worst thing in the world. This was like 2007, 2008 all over again, and it's freaking Wednesday. I mean, we're talking 2.5 days later, and it's like, oh, never mind. Yeah,
but I mean, at the end of the day, newspapers need to sell newspapers through headlines, and websites need clicks for the ad generation.
And then, here's the beauty of this. And again, here's your useful information from this. I mean, again, one of the reasons we're here, 200 episodes later, talking about penny stocks is Monday. I remember finishing that webinar on Monday, and I'm like, I did an hour-long webinar, and I'm like, guys, I didn't even get to like half the stuff in play today. EDSA, look at EDSA from the week of, September 20th. CRVS. I mean, CRVS goes absolute, which you had a great cover, by the way. You covered it like 3:30 at 3:30 p.m. on Friday, and it went like $3 a share higher in after hours Friday night. Comes in Monday, week open red to green. Comes in tomorrow, yesterday, week open red to green. I mean, it's like, so that's the great thing about this stuff is, penny stocks don't care. There's always, well, not always, but 9 out of 10 days, there's some wild penny stock mover. So, especially when guys like Steven short them on day one, no less. Day one, low float, had news, breaking out on multiple time frames, and ridiculous, like 200 shares trading on it. So
no, but I don't want to give you everything, but shorten first screen days as of the last few months has been the hardest strategy in the world. No, but it's been the hardest strategy in the world to the point where I've just stopped doing it. Like, I'm just not doing it anymore. For now. But you've got to give it to me. Last year, shortened first screen days worked. You could even shorten low float first screen days. But I mean, look.
Well, if you and again, this is such a recurring theme. If you can stop out, I mean, that's again. I mean, not to go there for the 10,000th time on the podcast, but it's like, listen, you can do it if you can stop out. The reason I beg newbies not to do it is, they're still holding when they're down $6 a share or something,
Yeah, sometimes I don't even know if it's a good strategy if you stop out, though. Sometimes I just think it's not a good strategy because it just, for me, it's it's just there's not enough room on them anymore. And also on the long side, it's just like, so say, for example, sorry, there's a loud noise in the background. Can you hear that?
Yeah, but it's not bad. We'll manage. Listen, any background noise is always going to be less annoying than your fake British accent, so.
It's weird. I'm in Portugal and a tractor just drove past. It's pretty weird. But like the one thing that I'll say is last year there was enough downside on shortened first screen days and it worked enough times. But now there's like 60% upside and there's like half of them run.
Now, I know I'm always Mr. Opinion. What's your opinion? Why do you think that is? Because I think that's going to be, if you're driving in your car listening to this right now, that's probably what the listener's thinking. So what's different?
Nah, it's just there's too many new people in the market and there's too many newbies in the market and everyone is just looking at the morning scans because they don't know any better and they haven't developed the patience or the discipline or the education to monitor stocks over 2 days, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks. They haven't learned that skill. They've just thought, what's hot? Buy anything. It's going 50%. So when you've got noobs who aren't educated, they've started their own pattern that just works.
Now, do you think that, and obviously you probably know what I'm going to say, but is that noobs on both sides? Is it noobs shorting these things too? Is it just a sea of noobs on both sides?
No, I absolutely definitely believe that there's a bunch of new shorts who just think shorting's cool because they say like people with a lot of money making bank all of the time. And then I think there's a bunch of people buying first screen days just because buying is the natural instinct. And I think those two things together have eradicated this shorten the first screen day pattern. I think it almost just doesn't work until something changes in the future. Like, it's me bread and butter. So for me now, I need to go back to the drawing board and find a couple of new strategies that work and drop that one for now.
So one more question, then we're going to kind of take this episode home. Stephen, again, he's having fun at the surf camp and his Wi-Fi is a little wonky. So I've got a question for you, Stephen. Do you believe, obviously listeners know I love a good conspiracy theory, whether it be, Stephen's fake British accent or Bigfoot or flat earth, etc. So I've been operating under this theory the last couple of years, and I don't know how much I've talked about it, but do you agree that some of these guys, do you think a lot of these guys on Twitter that are talking the big game, shorting these first screen days, do you think they're going long like I think they are? And they're just saying they're short on Twitter to bait people? These guys got big followings. They got a lot of people following them. They post big gains. They post these charts with making, epic shorts. I mean, do you believe in that conspiracy theory, or is it right up there with flat earth?
I think it's a step too far.
Do you think so? Okay, fair enough.
I mean, look, I'm going to Mexico for like a spiritual retreat. I mean, maybe when I've like had me mind twisted a little bit, I might be on that level, but nah. These guys are, I mean, they're showing the profit short, so there's no way it's no
fair
way.
enough. Okay. I just,
can I just ask, but just one final thing as well, because I've been missing StocksToTrade morning and afternoon webinars. So it's been pretty sad to miss them because I've been away. Is there any highlights, any takeaways, anything that I should be remembering since I've not been in?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of kind of what I mentioned earlier. I mean, we were all over CRVS the last few days, all over EDSA, all over HLBZ. And, again, I think that, what is working right now, and one of the reasons Steven is happy to take the time off is what's working right now is just checking those boxes for like a low float stock with new, MRIN. Today is September 22nd. MRIN is a great example of this. So currently it's sideways, okay? But they had some news with Google last night, squeezed in after hours. Everyone started bashing the news. This is a recent runner from a couple weeks ago. This stock's hanging around right now, and it's 11:45. It's not even noon yet. And if this thing breaks 11 today or tomorrow, it's freaking party time. And that setup is really working right now. And again, MRIN, many of you may remember from back in June, from when it, went from 2 to like 27 in like 3 days. So, and then they had some news with Google last night. So you can check these boxes, man, and you start keying off those key levels, whether it be those red to greens, those high days, that it's really, really working. And going back to Monday, that huge gap down on the SPY, it was one of the busiest days I can remember. Meanwhile, everyone in real stock land is like, oh, the world's ending,
Yeah, I know, and Emrin has the capacity to run. It's one of the biggest losses I've ever taken.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
In the past, Emrin and CLOV are the two biggest losses I've ever took. So look, for me, we'll close on it. It's a great time to be along.
Yep.
It's a great time to be along. Of course, you can short them back down, but you just never know when the top is, and the stocks never die, so you never know.
Well,
you never know.
This
red day is the red day.
So many of them come back too. I mean, now listen, I'm not saying anyone like stayed short MRIN for 2 months. I'm not saying that, but it's like how many times have we seen these and I talk about that a lot, that the classic penny stock pattern. It was like that spike, that fail, and they would never come back, like never get delisted, just go away. And that's one of the biggest things we've seen last couple of years. They come back and they come back and they come back. I mean, it's like zombies or something. It's like they never really die. I think back to when I got started. I mean, so many of these tickers, it's like, what is, you never even heard of this thing. What is this ticker? And then it would die the next day and never come back, get delisted, go bankrupt, go away. And we don't see, obviously some of them do it, but not much anymore, man. They hang around. So
I think a good strategy right now is whatever, and I know a lot of traders who do it. It's whatever pops, whatever runs. And it's obvious, right? You've taught the strategy. Anything that's run before, keep it on a list.
Yeah.
And in the minute it breaks trend, it has a press release, volume comes in.
I mean, like this is
this,
and we'll finish on this point. I know he's running out of battery too, but like the funniest thing is, I still have a Thinkorswim account, but I use StocksToTrade instead. It blows me away. I will get like 6-year-old alerts. Like, I'm like APOP. I get and I set that alert in like 2014, and it's like APOP's at 12. I'm like, what? It's like they just come back, and that didn't used to happen. So yeah, use those former runner lists is what Steven's saying. So
no, it's just put your alarms on. Put your alarms on for alerts, and then when they pop up, and take them.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. A little bit shorter episode, but I drug Steven in off of his vacation. I like how he brags about his tan, even though is that like a good tan in the UK?
Dude, I'm like browner than you. Skills comment on me tan saying I look really good, but they won't kisses because I think they think I'm fat.
Fair enough. Well, hey, listen. You can always fix that. Okay. You can fix that. So you can never fix your face, but you can always lose a few pounds.
Got a good face though, but I need some days in the Bohen camp to lose the weight. Some sober days in the Bohen camp. The Bohen 50.
All right, we'll let Steven go again. He's low on battery and low on Wi-Fi. Thanks, Steven. Thanks for jumping back in, and thanks to all of you again. You know, Steven and I like to keep the routine going a little bit quicker the episode than normal, so hopefully you're not left out there on the dry on the commute in. As always, definitely head over to StocksToTrade.com, shoot us an email, drop us a comment. I know I say it pretty much every episode, but hey, we love talking stocks. We love talking strategies. If there's stuff you want us to discuss, if it's something we haven't gone over in a while, if there's something new, definitely drop us a comment and we'll get after it. So that being said, have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you on the next Steady Trade podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thanks so much for watching and being part of the Stocks Trade community. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Our goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but we can't do it without you guys. So if you like what we're doing here and you want to hear more, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.